This is Mainframe, your daily guide through the AI chaos. What actually happened, who's winning, and how to take yourself to the next level. It's Monday, June 22nd, 2026. I'm Nova.
And I'm Dex. One honest note up front. Our voices are AI, but the reporting, the analysis, and every pick on this show are human-made. Catch us on the podcast, on YouTube, or in the free newsletter that drops every story and link in your inbox. And subscribe to stay on top, because this world moves fast.
On today's show, OpenAI's leaked numbers and whether the burn is genius or denial. Anthropic passes OpenAI and files to go public.
Plus 2 tools for your week, including one with 10 stars you've never heard of that you'll want immediately.
Let's get into it. Start with the board, because every story today sits on it. 3 things matter in AI: who has the chips, who has the money, and who has the customers. NVIDIA designs the best chips, but doesn't build them. One company on Earth can, TSMC, and demand is running 3 times what its factories can produce. NVIDIA already booked 60% of this year's capacity.
So prices don't fall.
They can't, not while the oven is that scarce. And the giants, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, are spending close to $700 billion this year, most of it on AI, while quietly building their own chips to stop renting from NVIDIA. For an agency operator, the lesson is simple. The ground under your tools is expensive and consolidating. Price your work like the platforms will raise the rent, because they will. Story 1. OpenAI's financials leaked. $5.7 billion in quarterly revenue and an operating margin of negative 122%. They spend $2 and change to make every dollar. Projected losses north of $36 billion this year.
Genius or denial?
It's the Amazon playbook. Lose big to own the market. But Amazon's losses built warehouses it kept for 30 years. OpenAI's losses rent compute on chips obsolete in 18 months. One bought an asset. The other rents a treadmill that keeps speeding up. The reporter's rule: trust the cash flow, not the forecast.
Story 2. Anthropic raised $65 billion, hit a valuation near $965 billion, passed OpenAI as the most valuable lab, and filed to go public. It also opened a Seoul office and signed an AI safety pact with Korea. One lab is opening embassies. The other is explaining its burn rate.
And quickly, Fable 5, Claude's top model, is back after a government export freeze, now with nationality-based access. For anything you ship, stay on Opus 4.8. And Google made Gemini 2.5 Flash its default everywhere. Fast, cheap, good enough at scale. 2 tools this week. First, Hermes from Noose Research, an open-source command line agent with memory that runs fully on your machine. Install is 1 line, it remembers your project between sessions, and your code never leaves your laptop.
And the hidden gem. 10 stars, and I mean it when I say you'll want this. It's called Capsule by Brad Gauthier under Quantum Pipes. It gives every action your AI takes a sealed, tamper-proof receipt. What it was asked, how it reasoned, what it did, cryptographically signed and chained so nothing can be altered after the fact.
Why an agency should care?
Because the moment you run AI on a client's data, trust me, stops being an answer. Capsule maps to 11 compliance frameworks: the EU AI Act, SOC 2, HIPAA. It's the difference between hoping your agent behaved and proving it. 10 stars today. It won't stay that quiet.
Today's show is brought to you by Outpace. Everything we just covered, the giants merging, the rents rising, that's the machine. Outpace is one operator who ships real software and treats your project like a partner. not a line item. If the mega agency churn has burned you, that's the alternative. The link is in the brief.
Quick deep dive. Anthropic taught Claude to dream, and you can copy it this week. Dreaming is a scheduled job that runs overnight, reads what your AI did all day, and rewrites its own memory so it starts tomorrow smarter. It does 4 things: merges duplicate notes, deletes stale ones, promotes the patterns you hit again and again, and demotes what you never touch.
Why it matters? The smartest model race is flattening. The new race is memory, whose AI compounds over time. That is the next moat.
Build a poor man's version. One weekly job reads your notes file, runs those 4 steps, writes a proposed new version without overwriting the original, and emails you a 1-line diff to approve. Your setup gets sharper every week, and you stay in control.
Your level up this week? Put Capsule on one AI workflow and give your agent a paper trail. That is the kind of thing that wins client trust. That's today's Mainframe. The full brief is already in your inbox. See you tomorrow.